by the way. I don't know what happened.
You probably came unplugged from your IFB box.
Can I throw something at you guys? Because
Sure.
I don't know. We kind of touched it off the top, but Njoku's catch.
Yeah.
Obviously, time and situation plays into greatest catch ever. But in Cleveland Browns history, at least since '99, where does that rank among some of your guys' top catches that any Browns ever made?
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
No, I can't
There's
either.
not here. I'm a long-time Brown guy. I can't even think of one. That catch was
Special.
That was a special catch.
If you think about it, it did save the season.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if that ball hits the ground, the season is
Look, he caught that
At
with his
3 and 8,
he caught
you're
that
done.
in traffic with his left hand, one-handed.
Yeah.
Falling backwards.
He's an incredible athlete. You know, he was a New Jersey high school high jump champion. He jumped 7 feet. Now imagine how big a frame this guy has.
Yeah.
Getting that entire body over something that's as tall as you are. Stand up.
He like, I'm old. He like, I'm
I
sick
think,
of
I think you got enough slack on your wire.
I'm pinned down, Jay.
Yeah, I think you're good. Try
pinned
it.
down, Jay.
Okay.
I can't. I'm pinned down, Jay.
You don't have enough slack?
No.
He already 6'5" right there in the squatting position.
Yeah, no,
got-
the core's not.
Someone asked Earl this weekend. He was telling us this morning.
He could jump over your body.
Yeah.
Someone asked Earl this morning. They go, not this morning, over the weekend. They go, is Brad really tall? And we're like, no, Brad's actually short. We just shoot him at weird
Well,
angles to make it
Like,
look
do they
so-
not know he played in the NBA?
So for the folks that want to know, you want to imagine how high you just talk about in Njoku jump.
A doorway.
A doorway.
Yeah, that's what I always used
He's
to say. 'cause
jumping
my
over.
son.
He's jumping over your door. The doorway is 6'8".
Yep,
So
that's
you
what- that's
put
what I
4
would say.
more
Look-
inches
look
on
how
top of
high
your
a door
doorway,
is.
and that's how high Njoku
and
jumped.
with 4 inches to spare.
Yes.
Like,
It's hard to rank it because there may be other catches like that we just don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we'd remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's weird.
It's like the Hail Mary that Tim threw when
in
they
the
first
mini
came
and in the
back.
maxi here. So in the moment, if this was a catch in the second quarter to keep a drive going, we'd be like, "What a catch!"
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was to
Fourth
It was
down.
to keep the game going and to keep the season going.
Yeah.
And
you knew-
athletically, I don't know that we have seen anything.
And you
better
knew it
than
was
that.
special because did you see the defender's face after he got up? Like, he couldn't believe
He's
that
draped on his leg.
that he made this freaking catch.
Jacoby said he thought he sailed it.
See,
He
bull.
didn't think there was any chance he could
Brissett
catch
said
it.
after the game, he's like, I thought he had no chance to catch
Right.
it.
And it looked like he did.
Earl says Braylon Edwards had a catch in 07 against the Rams that he thinks is better.
Oh yeah, in the end zone, the bottom
I
left
have no-
end zone.
I
it
do
was
not
it
remember
was
the catch.
against the old Rams too. That was in St. Louis. He dunked on somebody tough. It was a great catch. But I just want to, at this point in time, take my victory lap on the David Njoku signing. I was told that
Yeah, it's
I was
looking good.
I was a fool.
I didn't
Well, I
like
don't know
the
about
deal.
a fool.
I didn't love the
I
deal.
still say the Browns
Browns were
overpaid him
focused.
What
at
was
the
that?
time.
What
But
was it?
I am a fool.
And what else?
The Browns,
called you a fool?
The Browns, they said they were fleeced in this deal. Not only is David Njoku look special, David Njoku is now getting flowers during the season. We usually have to wait for a tight end to see what the numbers look like. But when you make catches like this,
Now,
it just
all
look
that
better.
being said, he's in the ballpark of Kelsey in pay,
Yeah, and pay.
and he's not Kelsey.
and he's not Kelsey.
Well,
He's still
here's-
overpaid,
It was
but he's
still
been
an
good.
overpay.
It's
but
over.
I agree.
he's
The
having
Browns
a
really
great
felt
year.
they had to do it.
And
He
guess
has
what?
played. He's definitely played better than
His
we
best
all.
season,
Yeah, by
I
far.
think, as a
It's
Brown.
supply and demand. It's like starting pitching
Yeah,
in
you're right.
baseball.
You
Here's
gotta
what,
pay
here's
for
what I will say. We still get to see Watson. And I waited too long to tell y'all this. I don't think Watson's going to look bad. I don't think he's going to come out and look with no rust.
No rust?
No. You know why?
Wow.
Stefanski's playbook it caters to middlings. The throws the middlings get, like Baker, look good. Them is hot and ready throws. $5 Little Caesars. You go right over there and grab it up, throw it over there. Jacoby Brissett, he got the $5 hollers. Them is ready to go. You get you some breadsticks and wings, and it's good.
But here's the problem, G. That may work for Jacoby Brissett. What if you got a guy like Watson who feel like I'm a gunslinger? Don't be holding
you're
me
almost
no.
putting a governor
No,
on
I
what
ain't
he
taking
can
those
do.
two.
Hey.
I ain't taking those 2-3 footers.
Hey.
I'm going down the track with this
So-
thing.
so
I'm
that
dialing,
means-
I'm dialing it in from 3.
And I think the play calls will reflect that. It's not the same playbook.
I'm excited for that. I think Kevin Stefanski. You ever see somebody who was smaller, and later in their life than they was? Maybe they was bigger. Maybe they wasn't as cool in high school, and all of a sudden they get a little money. They get a little pocket, little money in your pocket, right? They get that first job. That means you got a good gym. You mess around. You done got on a supplement program. You eating good. Now all of a sudden you 10 years out. You go back to that high school reunion just to show you what you was really like. This is what I really was supposed to be back then. So people can say, oh, my goodness, did you see Susie? Susie, oh, my gosh.
She didn't look like that in high school.
Susie done grown all the way up. Kevin Stefanski going to tell you on Sunday in Houston, I done grown all the way up.
He's going to be Susie?
Where is these routes come from?
He's going to be hot?
Oh, he's going to come out there.
We'll see.
5 wide.
Are you scared about
motions.
that though, G. Bush? Because we've always talked about, and all year we've talked about Stefanski outsmarting himself.
Hold on. Who you gonna go 5 wide with?
Oh, these tight
You're not
listen.
going 5
Hey,
wide.
these 5. If they come out here and they come out here and they got Hunt and
Cooper,
Njoku,
Njoku, DPJ.
You're out of bullets right there.
Now your boy Schwartz is
Hey, Schwartz.
the Schwartz
Schwartz
back.
back.
The
go
Browns
5
are
wide
undefeated
with
when
Schwartz?
Schwartz is back.
You go 5 wide with
Schwartz is back. He caught one pass, got upfield, and got that reverse.
Hey,
He's
You go
back.
5 wide and tell Anthony.
There's
just
not a
run
team
as
in
fast
football
and
that's
as far
got
as
5
you
good
can.
wide
Now, I'm
receivers,
gonna
so
tell
you
you-
can
I'm
go
gonna tell you
5
this,
wide.
though.
Eagles can do it. Eagles
Donovan-
last night it was
They're
sick.
just guys besides
No,
the
they're
top
not
two.
just guys.
Donovan People
Yeah, they
Jones.
are.
No, they're not.
Who's Quez Watkins is somebody? He's not any better than the schlubs the Browns have on the bench.
Really? They've got a Heisman Trophy winner from 2 years ago that might be one of the best route runners in the NFL.
Who?
Smith.
Yeah, their top 2 guys are great, not 5. You said 5.
They ran 5 wide yesterday.
Oh,
And with-
anybody can run 5
Listen,
wide.
you don't
They
have to have
5
5
good wide
Pro Bowlers.
Get the graphic
You have to
ready.
have 5 guys that can catch the ball.
Get the graphic
We
ready.
don't have that.
Oh, come on.
Look what
You've done. This is your
Let me
fault.
let me get back to this. DPJ.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
I don't like it.
Eagles
Don't
have
make
2
me
receivers.
No, here's what we're gonna do.
By the way, listen to
Jason
this
and Jim.
stat.
No, hold on.
Listen to the
hold
stat
on.
real quick.
Go-
Hold on. Listen to the stat real quick.
Nuggets is trying to take
He's
control.
trying.
Tom Brady was 2-18-0 with a 7-point lead
Come
a
on,
minute to go in the
McNuggets.
game.
Yeah, they-
Come on,
before you.
McNuggets.
Yeah, we had
Come
that
on.
on tag board, but no, we're gonna.
Nobody's paying attention to tag board.
Come
Go
on.
ahead.
We're gonna have
Go
you
ahead,
guys go
McNuggets.
back.
I am.
Let's
Go
have
ahead.
the middle here decide a winner of this debate. Do the
Yeah.
Eagles have 5 good receivers? G. Bush, Jason, and Brad. This is how we're gonna settle
Nobody
debates
has
between
5
Jay and
good
Bull from now
receivers.
on.
Stop it.
These are the 5 receivers that played last night for the Eagles.
Okay.
A.J. Brown,
Yes.
All right.
Great.
Devonta Smith,
Both
Yes.
tier 1 guys.
Quez Watkins,
Okay.
Just a
I
guy.
put him tier 1 guy too.
What?
Because he gets so much spillover when those guys are coming.
Keep going, Mikey.
Keep going.
Keep
absurd.
going.
Zach Pascal,
No, I don't know.
Just a guy.
I caught
Nothing.
that.
He's a nothing.
and Grant Calcaterra.
Come on.
How many guys had?
They're guys that-
how
they
many
have
wide
2
receivers
receivers.
caught balls last night? Last
Receivers
night's
or
not
tight
a-
ends?
Yeah, no,
Guys,
that's not-
guys,
that's not a
guys,
Browns
they have
after
2
that.
receivers.
They had
Would you stop it?
353
Let's
yards
stop it.
rushing.
Let's stop
I'm
it.
going to give him 3 receivers.
They all have 3. Who's 3?
I know who Pascal is.
That guy's just a guy. He's been around the league, done nothing.
So let me,
Pascal did not make a catch
You
yesterday.
take him.
What's
yeah,
that? What's the
yesterday-
most yards Zach Pascal has ever had in a season? 300?
In a season?
Yeah.
No, I bet you it's more than that.
Yeah,
but
look it up.
definitely
Let
400?
me go back to my point.
I'll
That's
tell you right now.
DPJ.
Why are we arguing about the
I'm
Eagles?
not.
It's absurd.
I'm trying
The Browns don't have that
I'm
core,
trying to go
period.
back. I'm trying to go back to this.
All right.
DPJ. He has gotten
He's had 700
remarkably better during the
Or
season.
650.
And I'm gonna tell you, he's got
650,
remar-
wow.
Double what you said. You thought he had 300.
Whatever.
We're
He's
still
just a guy.
talking about the Eagles. Nobody cares.
Because these guys are saying ridiculous things that these guys have 5 wide
I'm trying
receivers.
to make a statement about DPJ.
Say it.
All right.
That you were wrong about him.
Where's
so
Mike
DPJ,
Hood?
I will admit,
You guys were killing him. You guys were killing him
Can I
before
make
the
my
season.
statement?
DPJ is
Can I-
number
can I-
2, right?
Can I make my statement?
Yes, go ahead.
Please.
DPJ has gotten remarkably better during the season.
Yes, he has.
And I want to tell you why I think he's gotten better. When they put him back to return those punts, he has no fear now. He tracked one down yesterday in traffic.
Yeah.
Not blinking, right? If you
Rain.
notice when he runs these routes now, he's not blinking. He's like, he's looking forward. He's like, I can catch this thing in
He
traffic.
caught one ball where he
And-
just got.
And I was
crushed
like,
after.
whoa, because you know the worst thing is, you know what? If you got to go back there and retrieve a punt, and you know they screaming down the field at you. Oh man, how many people have you been seeing get shaky on this
It's
thing?
a wet football. You got it. It's windy.
The Chiefs fumbled their first punt return yesterday.
Sky Moore.
I was like, so that has done him a world of good.
Yeah,
because
that's I haven't
his
thought of that, but that's a
confidence-
good point because you know you're going to take fire the second you catch the ball, and it's the same thing when you're going over the middle. He's been really.
So at first he was returning punts like this, just catching it, fair catching. He wasn't going anywhere. Now lately he's been trying to return these things. Like, oh my God!
By the way, Ford as a kickoff returner.
you
looks
trying to
great.
get up? You trying to get upfield?
But the cool thing about that is, Brad, he's developed in inopportune circumstances,
Yes.
right? So now when you get a quarterback back that can make all the throws, that is going to be reading a little bit quicker, extending plays, now he's already seasoned. They've been through it with it not looking good. They've been through the season. So now you got guys on the offense. The offensive line is a little banged up, but Njoku has gotten better. Donald Peoples-Jones got better. We see Amari Cooper starting to look like, people say he disappeared a little bit, but heck, he making up for it.
But I'm going to tell you, since you said the one thing, so he's gotten better. I think the punt returns have done it. But I'm going to just tell you, you said something about the line. That Jedrick Wills. Oh my God.
He's struggling.
Oh, my. Jedrick Wills, Jay.
It was a bad pick. I think we can label that pick a miss.
But there again, you have supply and demand. I don't know how you upgrade that spot.
I don't either.
They can't. He's adequate enough.
And I said it flippantly earlier.
You're taking that high though. You can't be adequate.
No, the pick is not a good pick. I don't disagree with you there, but it's going to be hard to get somebody better.
Right.
Speaking of picks, I was all supportive of Cade York. I know that he missed again yesterday. His miss yesterday was like
that was awful.
That's like if G. Bush came out of the stands.
My God.
At a halftime contest.
I'm not kicking in.
Did you see his face when he missed that kick?
He's too clean to be kicking outside. Why would I kick in these fuchsia pink J's? Why would I do that?
You might have looked better though doing that.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about that. He's 17 for 23.
We'll get the stats up in 1 sec.
And I know 3 have been blocked, which is inexcusable.
But there was a debate. There's a debate whether or not it is the holder.
Yeah.
Now, this idea that every time he misses, we're going to blame the holder.
No,
I mean,
no,
come
that's
on.
not fair.
First of all, I know that Jay Feely has talked about, but Jay Feely gave a couple of stats, and I think they're a little misleading. First of all, he said Tyler Bass, the Bills kicker, had his worst year with Bjorkes.
Yes.
Okay, which is technically true. But here's the thing. Bass has only been in the league 3 years.
Right.
His rookie year was with Bjorkes. He still kicked over 80%.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like he had a bad year. In
No,
fact,
it's just his. I don't think Jay called the year bad. He just said it was his worst.
But okay.
And that's correct.
But here's the worst year.
And it also happened with Mason last year.
That's
in
not
Green Bay.
correct. It was actually his second worst year with Mason.
Well, I think his body of work is much bigger.
Right.
Mason.
But here's the thing with Bass. So Bass's rookie year was with Bjorkes.
Yes.
The second year, his percentage was a little better. He made the exact same amount of field goals. He had 2 more misses.
Right.
They were both over 50 yards. I hardly think 2 extra misses of 50 yards plus is going to blame the punter.
Now to that, so Jay, when he looks at this, I had a long conversation with Jay about this topic.
Yeah.
It's not fair just to look at the misses and see whether or not the hold was good or bad. Jay said a great kicker makes a bad holder look great. I asked him, is this similar to a pitcher-catcher relationship? That's what I know. I can't expertly speak on this because I just don't know. I wanted to go to someone who has done it at that level. I do know the relationship between a pitcher and catcher. Most of it, if you've ever talked to guys about this relationship, it's mostly up here. But it's a thing. It's real.
That's why some pitchers have their personal catcher.
And that's exactly why.
What I'd like, did you ask Jay specifically, is he basing his criticism of Bjorkes on the numbers, which I think were slightly misleading, or is he actually seeing something?
So it's different. It's almost like if a novice golf fan looks at a guy's putt stats and makes his decision based off the final number.
Right.
Because that's not the way you do it. He said it's also not the way you judge kickers. There's a lot of things that go into kicking that we don't even get. We don't even understand. Most of it's timing. But what Jay said was it's absolutely like the relationship between a pitcher and catcher, but this was the funny part that is he's absolutely true on, because even though it's mostly mental, when I'm pitching to a guy that I would rather pitch to my normal catcher, it's mostly mental, and I realize that by the 3rd or 4th inning, and it's fine. But it's a thing. But what Jay said was, unlike a relationship between a pitcher and catcher, the catcher can never make the pitcher miss. The holder can absolutely make the kicker miss.
Well,
and so it's so technical. It's like a pole vault. If you watch a guy that pole vaults, there's so many moving parts to that. One of them is off slightly, it's a miss. You can't make if everything isn't perfect. And Jay said, as fans, we have now taken for granted the process of snap, catch,
right about
place, kick. We take that for granted.
So did he say Bjorkes is not a good holder?
He said he doesn't. First of all, he's not going to roll on him. He doesn't want to do that. But he said it is true that the kicker in Green Bay and the kicker in Buffalo were not themselves when he was the holder. He also said that Prefer has made the point to talk about how much Bjorkes has worked on becoming a better holder. They knew it was a deficiency of his when he came here. He told me, not in this chain, he told me years ago when he was talking about that the mistake the game has made is to say that the backup quarterback is going to be good.
Yeah.
He said that's a terrible mistake because we've just said that's a round peg. He's got to go in this hole.
Right.
If you had an open tryout, it's an interesting skill set. It really is.
There's a science to it.
It actually should be a wide receiver. If you think about the skill set that a player has, the hands, the quick and reliable hands. A lot of snaps not always here. Great holders will get one here, and now it's different. Now he's got to not move the ball 8 inches for the plays. He's got to go 20 inches to the plate.
And then spin.
And
But
spin the laces.
that would probably have to be something that the wide receiver's done for a while, not just when he gets to the
Well,
NFL.
here's the thing. The reason it's Bjorquez is because you're a special team guy, so you must be a good holder.
You got
I
time,
just think
and you got
I think
time
in
to
the
work.
end,
Right, you've got time, and you're not like wide receivers. How much time are they actually going to spend on it? But if you look at the skill set needed to be a good holder, it's funny that we've said for many years it'll be the backup quarterback or it will be the punter. Well, in reality, the relationship is so it's like stacking blocks, and if any one of them is off, the building falls.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to put all of it on Bjorquez, and I understand why he doesn't want to do that. Also, the fact that this is Cade York's rookie season, statistically, almost every kicker's worst season
but
is
that's
his
why
rookie
the Buffalo
year.
thing is unfair, because that was his rookie season.
Because it's a small sample size.
Right.
But with Mason, it's a little different.
But it
Crosby's
wasn't
been in
his
the league.
worst year. It wasn't Mason's
It
worst
was
year.
almost. It was his
It was
second,
his second
worst year.
worst
And it
year.
was close to his worst year.
Yeah.
It was very close.
So I'll equate it to this. So to your point is in basketball, the person that can set a player up to your prime scorer. You know, they like the ball where they like it. You got to deliver it where they like it. And everybody can't deliver it, right? You know, there was a difference, right? There were guys on the wing like Bill Cartwright and them liked it because I could drop it to them where they wanted it, right? I know where to put it to you.
Entry into the post.
Right. If I've got a back door, you got to throw a lob to somebody, right? You better know how to get it there and know
What they want.
where you want it, when they want it, right? And I don't have to say go. I can just give you a raise of an eyebrow, and you know to go to it. I'm gonna go to it, right? So there's a systematic way. So I can get it, right? So if that is a problem for the Browns.
Yeah, but we don't know that, guys.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm saying
we
don't know that.
I
And we've spent 5 minutes giving Cade York a pass for a field goal he's got
not a pass. Not a pass.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves a pass.
I just said if there is a problem,
Then get rid of Bjorquez.
then you figure it out. But you're not gonna figure it out now.
No.
And they won't talk to us about it either.
Yeah, listen.
Jay said that's something that is very, very personal between the holder and the kicker and the special teams coach. He would know if there is a relationship problem. And I don't mean that they don't get along.
No. Just not a good fit.
Like there's just, it comes down to home run derby. A lot of times you know where you like the ball just to your setup. And it's not that you're not good at throwing home run derby. It's just you don't do it the way the hitter.
Bottom line is make the kicks. Make the friggin'
But
kicks.
here's the thing. If Jay Feely knows all this and he's telling you this verse, I've heard of all this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bjorquez has a reputation around the league as this.
In the circles of the special teams world.
Right.
Not to fans. Like fans don't know
of course
it.
not.
But Jay watches this stuff for a living.
Prefer knows it.
Prefer knows it too.
Inside baseball, they know
Well,
it.
then why didn't they get another punter?
Because
he's
his
not been
primary
punting that
job
great
is to
either.
punt, not to, but as you're talking, I'd never thought about this before. There's a long snapper. Like his job
is to get it where they can get the hold out.
I wonder because listen, the kicking game is so critical now to whether you win
You're
or lose.
winning or losing if you're making your kicks.
Are we going to get to the point where a holder takes up a spot on the 53?
No.
I'm not saying this year or next year, but
when you go to camp,
things are so
when you think
specialized
about how important
now.
it is.
It
when
is so
I went to
specialized.
camps in college, right? You go to camps in college. I went to Ohio State. I went to Michigan. You go to these places in Notre Dame. You go to these camps. They hold snapping competitions, right?
Yeah.
Long snappers, punters, snappers, all that good stuff.
They're looking for them.
You can get a scholarship on demand.
Look at Charlie.
Yeah,
Look at the career he's had. He does one thing.
Yeah, I know.
And he does it well.
And if you can snap under a certain time and it's on and it's hitting, you get a scholarship leaving camp.
Cade York, make the kicks.
And you
make
can't
the
touch
kicks.
them.
Make the kicks. Make the freaking
And
kicks.
I'm still not worried about him.
No, I'm fine with him, but he's got to make those kicks.
Yes.
That's it.
Especially from 39. But he did miss so badly on that you think something had to happen.
That's
something had to happen.
Maybe he was,
Somebody texted me that
maybe
it
he
was
was cold.
deflected, but they didn't.
No.
They were awful yesterday on showing replays. There was a play that was it was a challenge play that we challenged, and we went to commercial break, and when they came back,
Fox always does that.
Tampa Bay was running a play, and they're like, well, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Fox is an abomination.
We never saw a replay of it, not one time.
Who's the analyst again? He's awful.
Jonathan Vilma. I'm okay with Jonathan.
He's medium.
Can he
sauce.
pronounce anybody's name right? Like, that's your job. Learn how to pronounce a guy's name.
Hold on. What is he?
He medium sauce. He's not even mild
He
sauce.
said Jeremiah Arurulu Kalamo. I mean, come on. It's your job to pronounce the guy's
Better than
name.
no
Go
Aaron.
ahead,
What's up, Mikey?
We got to get to some
Mark
internet questions
Sanchez
before
sucks
we
too.
do
Go ahead,
final
Mike.
takes. Whenever we ask the internet a question, it's brought to us by our good friends at PCC Airfoils. Looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits? PCC Airfoils is the leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC
Let's not
Airfoils
act
in
like you
Eastlake,
don't see
Mentor,
these
Wycliffe, and
sponsors.
Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full
Plethora.
benefit packages,
Yeah,
paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply
not
online at precast.com/careers to learn more. This one comes from Donnie M.
Good news, by the way. Mike just moved to Minerva. We're all very excited about that. Congratulations, Mike. Living in
moved to
Minerva
Minerva?
now. Yeah.
No.
He's making it up.
Oh, okay.
But
Come on,
no,
Mikey.
shout out Minerva.
Come
We
on,
like
Mikey.
Minerva.
Come on, Mikey.
This from Donnie M. He says, fellas, Watson brings a totally different dynamic to this team. If we get the 2020 Watson right off the bat, and that's a big if, who do you think we lose
selling
to
it.
in our remaining games?
If
Remember,
my
we're a
aunt-
penalty away
if
from
my
being
aunt
3-0 in the
had
division.
something, she'd
Does
be
the
my
Browns'
uncle.
defense still suck? That's the question.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Browns defense sucks, but it's something to be said for Jordan to come in wearing that 45.
Watson makes
I was just about to bring
Watson
that. I
will
was
make
about to
the,
bring that up because you just made me think about that. I said, remember he was away from the game, right?
That Jordan
How
45.
Jay, how long did it take him before he started looking like Jordan?
I
'Cause
was
when
like,
when he
hit
first
that?
came back, he wasn't looking like Jordan.
No, it took a year, really.
That-
I mean, what happened in his
and
first year
Deshaun
back?
Watson ain't Jordan.
The first game back, it was atrocious.
19,
Yes.
It was
19 points.
It was
against-
atrocious.
I believe
It
was the
took a
Pacers.
while. It took a
Nah,
He
while.
was the best when he left.
No, I retort on that. He came back against the Pacers, 19 points, I believe, but then he dropped 50.
No, the year.
Oh, the year. I was just saying he did
Oh, no,
drop
and
50
to Bull's
when
point,
he came back.
He's going to have moments.
He's gonna have great
throw
moments.
balls where we say
But when
he's
you
back,
but
we're
when
good.
you got back to consistent Jordan,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
took a minute.
It took
Yeah.
a season.
It took a
it's
minute.
We can hope for the best. If you're going to con yourself into believing they're going to win 7 in a row, fine. I hope they do.
Look,
but,
Jay,
you know.
G, he went the full year and 45, and then he had to shed that. He
got-
was like,
Yeah.
give me this other thing
But I'm
back
back
here.
to two.
I will say Deshaun Watson has one thing that can make you look better than you are. And Andy Reid did a good enough job with that with Mike Vick. He says, you got your legs. We're going to use that until you get comfortable.
The problem is on the
You don't
leg,
want to.
he might get popped.
Yeah, you don't want
They've
that
been
to
popping
happen.
people.
That's the worst. I told you that's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is he come back, he's balling, he looked good, and all of a sudden, whoops.
He hadn't taken a hit in 700 days. A real
All right.
hit.
You
Maybe
want
that
to
could
I don't
use
want
the
to be in a
protocol.
car crash right away.
you want to limit that.
Let's do fender benders.
Limit that.
See, there's a catch-22 with this,
Hey.
and I think he's going to come out trying to play, and he's going to be running the ball out himself.
You know who's smart though? Your boy Jalen Hurts is pretty smart because when it look like he about to get popped, he going out of bounds.
Yeah, but
So
by
I'm
the
like,
way,
I'm like
he
out
is
of here.
so thick and sturdy. He's not. I mean, like he's just.
But
he
he's still not.
squats
But,
600
but
pounds.
he's still not trying to take no hits. See,
No,
like,
he's good at getting out of
I'm not
bounds.
taking no hits.
They need to
He
employ-
was.
He and
amazing
Lamar
last night.
are both pretty good at getting out of bounds.
They need to employ that Tyler that Heineke, take a knee and then sit there and wait for him
fake
to fake that
yeah,
knee.
Yeah. And then take the hit and get the penalty.
Get that 15.